It is now time for speeches, so could you give a huge round of applause for the man of the day, the groom?
I can find it on here. Oh, this is too long. No, we'll just go with it, it's fine. Okay, so every single one of you in this room are here because you are the most important people in our lives. You've guided and supported us through everything that has been thrown at us, and you are also the least picky people we know when it comes to ordering food, so it made our catering choices a bit easier. But genuinely, myself and my wife, my wife and I, my wife and I would like to thank you all for everything you've done for us. We would not be where we are, or most importantly, who we are today, without you. So thank you all for being amazing and sharing today with us. I can't forget a special shout out to the bridesmaids. You all look absolutely stunning, ladies. And thank you for the incredible support you've given us in organising today. Of course, I've got to mention my boys over here as well, the groom's party. I've got to give them credit because they've really put some effort in for today. Most of them showered, and at least two of them are wearing matching socks, so you've done a good job, lads. But if there's one person here that I'd like to thank the most, that is the most beautiful and caring person I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. But I read online you shouldn't talk too much about yourself, so I'll leave it at that. No, of course I'm talking about this jaw-dropping lady over here, who I am so proud to say is now my wife. Tash, I can't find the words to describe how incredible you look today. I'm usually quite good with my words, but I'm honestly speechless. You know better than anyone how long it takes me to get things done, and as of today we've been together for 10 years, and as always I've got an excuse for why it's taken so long, but I think it's a pretty good one. So since I first met you, I've never felt happier, but I've always felt a sense of guilt that I didn't deserve that happiness and that I didn't deserve you. We've experienced so much together over the last 10 years, from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, and always managed to break through the other side stronger than before. We've made two unbelievably beautiful children who I love more than I thought humanly possible, and they are responsible for some of my most cherished memories and most painful headaches so far.
Yep.
They've also made me realise that I'm not the same man that I was before I met you. Your love, your care and undying optimism have pushed me through my weakest points and have shown me beauty and positivity that I didn't think existed before. You've taught me to feel pride in myself and to appreciate what I have achieved. My son, Peter, and my daughter, Jessica, have always been my two greatest achievements. Marrying you today has become my third. I've never felt happier or more excited for what the future holds. So thank you for being the most incredible person I know, and for making me a better man than I ever thought I could be. Thank you.
Aren't you glad you only have to make one speech?
Yeah, it's all done now. It's all down to you guys.
Right.
Don't know who's next.
Emily and Tash.
Emily and Tash. Thank you.
I mean, pressure is on for that one.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay. This is me.
Sorry guys. So after years of friendship, we are both so happy to be sharing your wedding day with you. From that first day of school when Mr. Owen called Tash and we all turned around, we knew that we would be best friends forever. We've experienced the highs and the lows of growing up together, getting through school, learning together and giving each other the confidence to be ourselves. There have been many times where we've chatted through boy troubles, dramas, with friends and challenges of being young working women. But it's so lovely to be here with you to see the beautiful, strong woman you've become. And Dave is a very lucky man.
When you met Dave, I remember the excitement and the nerves, the late nights talking about how he makes you feel and hoping that you'd be together forever. To be a part of your lives from those early days of house parties, music gigs, hiding you both behind curtains at Tiger Tiger, to watching you start a family and grow into the great parents that you are has been an absolute privilege for all of us. From one matron to another, as you love to keep on reminding me, I'd like to give you both a piece of advice for your marriage. Look after each other, not just with the big things, but with the smaller everyday things too. Take the time to ask and listen about each other's day, and look out for times when there's too much on your partner's mind. Stick together and try your best to see the funny side of life. It is definitely there, just keep looking. We have no doubt that you'll have a long and happy marriage full of ambition, love and lots of laughter.
And we want to say thank you for letting us be a part of it.
Thank you very much.
So Dave had to pause his game to be here today. But I'm so glad he did, because all of us today are witnessing the start of a new game for him to complete. Let's jump back a bit. To me, he quickly became an essential ally in navigating the unforgiving levels of a young adult life. I've always known Dave to be relaxed, laid back, hardly bothered by anything. Of course, that's all changed now. He's about to receive his Platinum Trophy, having defeated many difficult bosses through the varied levels of life to get here. Persuading Tash to stick by him has been no mean feat, but they're both better for it, and have been fortunate enough to have two amazing and incredible little helpers, gaining them XP for the adventures to come. Like any good relationship, at times it can seem like you're playing completely different games. But the way they get through it is to keep an eye on each other's screens and help each other when needed. You each have your strengths, but you both know when to swap your controllers from time to time. Looking towards the future, I'm sure everyone will agree that whatever this game brings will bring new challenges to complete, new achievements to unlock, and playing solo will only get you halfway to the prize. Grouping up will increase your chances of success to progress further in this extraordinary game of life. We'll all be there, of course, your fellow co-op team, to battle the bosses, win the loot boxes together, at least until we pass the Empire on to the next generation. Thank you for inviting us along for the ride.
Hello. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Callum, and after all these years it's so nice that Dave has finally admitted that I am in fact the best man. As part of my job as best man today, not only do I have to adhere to Tasha's lovingly strict itinerary, I have the task of saying a few words about today's better man. I can genuinely say he's one of the most handsome, most caring men you'll ever meet, and I'm proud to call him my friend. So if you do bump into him later today, Matt gives the best hugs. So definitely get one of those. Seriously, I know we're here to celebrate a perfect couple, and I know people say the perfect couple doesn't exist, a couple that can stick together through even the toughest of situations and trickiest obstacles, who love each other unconditionally, enjoy every second they spend together. But Dave and I have proved them all wrong. I've had the pleasure of knowing Dave for nearly 20 years. We've lived through our first day at high school together, college, living together, 23 Marvel movies, working together, 7 games console releases, living together again, and then becoming fathers separately. In these years, I've seen him grow from an awkward, chavvy youth to an awkward, chavvy adult. I've seen him evolve from his biggest priority being, how is he going to finish the new Zelda game, to how is he going to finish the new Zelda game with Tash and the kids making so much goddamn noise. Dave and I have never really been ones for sentiment, but he's like a brother to me. And hasn't actually managed to punch me yet, which is more than I can say for most people. In this time, I've never in my life met anyone who can make me laugh as hard as Dave does. He's one of the most hilarious, down-to-earth, intelligent humans I've ever known. But, in the immortal words of today's lovely bride, it's not all about you, David. I think we can agree that Tash looks stunning. And I've got hold for thunderous applause. As do her 1 million bridesmaids, who all look fantastic wearing what I can now only describe as Collinson blue. Thank you so much to all the bridesmaids and bridesman for all of your work and contributions to this big day, and especially everything you went through to make sure Tash was on time for something for once. And huge thanks to the groomsmen for turning up. I have the absolute pleasure today of not only calling the groom one of my best friends, but also the bride. This small little bundle of stressed out joy is the reason that my best friend is so happy, along with your two incredibly adorable children, like the ever bonkers Peter and Jessica, looking cute enough today to make baby Yoda jealous. You two and your kids are closer to me than family, and I would not be standing here today without you. However, it wouldn't be a best man speech without the mention of a drunken story. And no, it's not about Dave having too much and going to bed early on his birthday, or Dave having too much and going to bed on Matt's stag do, or Dave having too much and going to bed early on his stag do. No, luckily I have one that involves you both. It's about a little time that you were both on holiday and had way too much at a local nightclub. The walk home was a long one, so Dave decided to carry Tash to the hotel room, bodyguard style. This story warms my heart, and I know these two are meant to be together, because not many couples can survive simultaneously throwing up whilst holding hands. And that's what happened to both the bidet and the toilet of this poor hotel room. It truly is a Disney story. I know that you two were made for each other, and on behalf of everybody in this room, I'd like to thank you both for letting us be a part of your special day. Tash, please continue to look after him, as we all know he struggles to look after himself. So if everybody can raise a glass, join me in the first of what I hope is many, 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 many drinks tonight, to Dave and Tash, Mr. and Mrs. Collinson. Thank you.